Okay, so let's go through the Pantheon. First, as I said, we believe in Shiva and Parvati and all of the other Hindu gods associated. So, Shiva and Parvati are two personal gods, household gods of mine, and they fit into our history because of my association with Shiva and his form of Rudra in two of my past lives. Um, those I'll go into much later. Um, we also believe in the family, the family of mine. So Ada is goddess of the hearth. She's a daughter in the pantheon. Then she has an older sister, Slaneshi, who is actually the goddess who is known in fiction in Warhammer, but I believe the portrayal of her there is somewhat skewed. Because there she's seen as a very dark goddess, a goddess of chaos, and one preying on the elves. Now we have other heads of the pantheon. We had an arcane cathedral called Arctica, where there were various spirit crystals that Arctica and I, her name, I forget, but Arctica was the name of the cathedral, so I'll give her that name. So Arctica and I had various spirit children, if you like, in these spirit crystals, which some of which we then birthed physically, and others of which were brought into being. So, Slaneshi is one, Arda is one. There's a bubblegum blue brother of theirs. This is a pink crystal, a green crystal, and a blue crystal. The blue crystal was their little brother. He's associated with the Picts and Pixies. As you know, the channel's name is Vidyadhara, which is essentially a Hindu pixie. It's knowledge bearer, it means, but it's essentially the same being as a pixie. Powerful, magical beings with a light and free disposition. There are various others, various wives of mine from past lives. There's one who features heavily called Ivy, and her position is familial to Ada, but she's she also has an association with Celtic. She was in the old Celtic world when I was in old Hindustan, and she was one of my wives, Serpentine wives, not one of the palace wives. So they come into it as well, but in Arctica, the important ones are Ada, Slaneshi, and then Anne, who is my mother in this life and was a daughter in a past life, as I understand it. So she is also central because she had quite a beautiful crystal, and later split it into many parts and took on the green colour of Ada's crystal. Hers was white and formed a threefold formation. Then there was a speechless crystal and an elvish crystal. And the elvish crystal I taught to speak later, because initially we were taught by Arctica's family that arcanists should be silent before their crystals and should stand, and we should stand, and then we communed around the crystals. But I had this Hindu knowledge which I was bringing back out because we were kind of cleared, and so I used to meditate before my crystals, and I used to bring out, teach and learn arcane languages with them, which is far more interesting and helped them develop. So I'll try to go into some more of this stuff in some more detail at some point, but I just wanted to go through the basics of the Pantheon here. I'll probably make another video to replace in the Pantheon playlist eventually, because this one's kind of gone off on a few tangents. But yeah, I think that's good. I'll talk about the past lives as well. That'll be a different playlist.